On Friday, we talked about how to solve equations where there's letters on both sides. The two steps that we wanted to follow was the first one was add or subtract the smaller variable to the other side. And once you have the variables all to one side, you then solve the one or two step equation. So if we look at problem number 1, and I solve it just by the same way, draw the line down the equal sign. My smaller variable, or the variables I'm comparing, are a 3x and a negative 7x. The smaller variable is a negative 7x, and if I wanted to move it to the opposite side, the opposite of a negative 7x is a positive 7x. So I am going to add 7x to both sides. It cancels out on my right side, and I get to drop down the equal sign, the 28. 3x plus 7x is 10x, and I also drop down the minus 32. What you notice from here is that it is a two-step equation. So first step would be to then move the variable that's without the letter. So we're going to add 32 on both sides. It cancels out on the left, and I get 10x is equal to 28 plus 32 is 60. And then since my variable is attached to the 10, I want to divide both sides by 10, and I get that x equals 6. If I look at problem number 2, I'm going to try to do it a little bit neater. There's my line down the equal sign. My variables I'm comparing are 13x and 5x. The smaller of the two is 5x. So I'm going to, that's a plus 5x, so the opposite of adding is subtracting. Make sure that when you show your work, you don't forget to put the x's with it. The 5x's cancel on the right. 13x minus 5x is 8x equals 32. And then what you noticed is this is only a one-step equation. So we're going to divide both sides by 8. And we get that x is equal to 4. If you look at problem number 3, I draw my line down the equal sign, and I'm comparing 8D and 3D. The smaller of the two is 3D. And since it's positive, the opposite of a positive 3D is a negative 3D. So we're going to subtract 3D on both sides. Since everything disappears from the right side, I am going to drop down a 0. 8D minus 3D is 5D. Drop down the minus 25. And now I have a two-step equation. Eliminate the number without the letter, so let's add 25 to both sides. It cancels on the left, and I drop down 5D equals 0 plus 25 is 25. And then divide 5 on both sides, and I get that x equals 25 divided by 5 is 5.